I'm working on a DGT6000. That's a Craftsman garden tractor from about 20 years ago. And being a Craftsman garden tractor, it's actually built by AYP, American Yard Products, and all the AYP yard products have basically the same seat safety systems. And that's what this looks like here. You've probably seen a button that looks like this under the seat. The idea being that if you fall off the mower, the engine's gonna quit before the blades can get you, something like that. So there's approximately 10 million videos on YouTube for how these work, mostly how to bypass them, but some how to fix them. And this one had a issue that I don't think I've seen discussed, at least not widely. So let me show you basically what you need to do to properly diagnose these, and then some surprising things that can go wrong. So I actually cut this off. These are actually hard to find on their own as a replacement. They're part of the safety interlock wiring harness. But anyways, I took this one off so that I could more fully clean it and test it. And here's what I find. This is a normally closed harness. That means that with no switch installed, you're going to get a short circuit. So anytime you see under like 1 ohm on the multimeter, that's effectively a short circuit. This is going to mean that without any sensor or switch plugged in at all, if you were just to disconnect this from the seat, that's not a bypass. That's going to be the same as getting off the seat. That's going to short circuit and close the loop that goes through the safety interlocks. Bottom line, this is going to kill the engine before those blades can get to you. So the reason that this works is that there's this little spring-loaded tab in the center. If I press it down, you'll see that my multimeter shows outside of limits. So that means that now this is open. There's literally no connection between the wires whatsoever. This is what would unground the engine, and this is what would let the engine continue to run. So that is built so that you can't just unplug this from the seat and bypass the safety system. Okay, so that's that part. This is a normally closed harness. Then here's the switch, and there are a couple of these switches out there. A lot of them look like this with 2 wires. There is a normally open and a normally closed. This is the gray one, which tends to be normally closed. In fact, it is normally closed. What I'm not as sure about is if the gray always means normally closed. But just like the harness, you're seeing close to 0 ohms. We've got a short circuit here. This is going to complete the loop, meaning that the engine will be grounded out and engine stopped. So this is the switch by itself. This is going to be underneath your seat. It's going to be plugged into the harness. And when you plug them together, there's a tab on the switch, or this kind of spine that goes down the middle, that is designed to press down on this mechanism here. So you plug this together. The harness is now open, which will allow the engine to run, but the button is still up because there's no seat sitting on it, so it's closed, meaning the engine cannot run. You have to have the harness plugged in to the switch and the switch button depressed, which is your butt in the seat. Now you have open and open. These are disconnected. The engine is not grounded and the engine's allowed to run. At least that's how it's supposed to work. So let me show you that on the multimeter with the 2 pieces connected together. We'll hook these up together and just prove that what I said is true. Right now we're closed because the button's not depressed. So I'll press the button. Wait, what's going on? It's still closed. Well, there may be a problem like I'm having where the mechanism is not being depressed inside the harness when you just normally plug it in. So if I squeeze this together really well and now press the button, the circuit is open. But if I let go of the button, it goes closed like it should. If I hold the button and just let this jiggle enough, well, now it's still closed. This is going to create a really maddening intermittent problem where the engine will not run even though you've got the plug plugged into the safety switch and the safety switch is depressed. What this comes from is basically just the pressure that it takes to push this little tab down on the harness, and the design that I'm not really a fan of, where basically it's hooked on this side, but look how much it can close further even though the hook is there. And the hook is way out here, but the button kind of needs to be pressed on the other side. So this is a pretty unreliable system, and there's not a great fix for it. Of course, I'm going to try a new switch that maybe has a little bit longer tab there. This is a good reason probably to buy factory parts, because the reproductions may not have exactly the right dimensions that they need. But bottom line is, the first step is you need to clean this thing out, make sure that it's functioning normally so that it can go open if you press that tab. and I don't always like IPA, especially those California IPAs get pretty strong, but when I do, I use 99% IPA. Clean it out really well. Make sure on your multimeter, however you rig it up, you make sure that you have basically no connection whatsoever, mega ohms or OL on your meter when you press this down. And you should have effectively 0 ohms with the button left out or not hooked up to anything. Do the same test that I showed on the button as well to confirm whether you have a normally closed switch like this that goes open when you press the button, or if you have the opposite, because those exist out there as well. Once you've verified the 2 components are working, that's where you need to find out, wait, are they working when they're pressed together? In this case, they are not. So I guess a zip tie holding this together would be the quick fix. But really, I think this is a design flaw that's just going to be a continuous problem. So these are kind of maddening little devices, but as someone who's, well, I won't tell the whole story, but let's just say that I was away from a mower and those blades are still turning and they were not face down. So that's a situation that you want to avoid. Hope this was helpful. Hit like if it was. Leave any questions below if you've got them. Thanks a lot for watching.